Hey, this is Aaron Rabinowitz for CreativeCow.net. I don't know how long I've been waiting for this, but it's at least a few versions of After Effects, that's for sure. By a show of hands, how many of you have wanted Photoshop layer styles to work properly in After Effects? Let's see, I got one, two, I see a third. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to take a leap of faith here and say that pretty much all of you have wanted this, and for those of you that are new to After Effects altogether, well, you're just going to have to take my word for it when I say that it's big. It's huge. And it's better than you think because it's not just for breakfast or Photoshop images anymore. I'll explain. Okay, so here I am in Photoshop with an image that has two layer effects applied to it, an outer glow and a gradient overlay that I'm using to simulate lighting and shadows. Now, it used to be that you'd save the file and then you'd import it into After Effects as a composition to get the layer styles that you could alter. But the layer would be divided up into several layers, one for each layer effect, and the effects would usually look different from the original, as this glow does. And that's because After Effects was doing its best to simulate the Photoshop layer style, but not using the same tools to do it. The end result was usually not too good. Also, some layer effects, such as the gradient overlay that I was using in the original, would not come in at all. After Effects just didn't understand it. Ah, my friends, but that has changed in After Effects CS3. Now almost every layer effect from a layer style comes into After Effects, and all of the same parameters from Photoshop are available to you, more or less. It's a big leap from the way things used to be. Oh yeah. So in After Effects, I'll choose File, Import, File. And in the Import File dialog, I'll navigate to my Photoshop document, and with the Import As option set to Footage, I'll click Open. In the next dialog, for Import Kind, choose Footage. For layer options, choose the option called Choose Layer, and then from the pull-down, choose your layer. In my case, I only have one layer to choose from, so it's really not too big a deal. Then, make sure to set it to Merge Layer Styles into Footage. By the way, choosing the layer option called Merged Layers would make the image come in showing the layer effects you had in Photoshop, but they wouldn't be alterable. It would basically be a picture with no ability to change the parameters. On the other hand, if you chose this sub-option called Ignore Layer Styles, it would bring the image into After Effects with no layer styles at all. So basically, After Effects would throw away all of the Photoshop layer effects that you applied to the original image in Photoshop, giving you the original bare-bones image you started with. Anyway, click OK to confirm the import settings. Next, I'll drop the image into a composition, and in the timeline, I'll right-click on the layer name, and from the pop-up, I'll choose Layer Styles, Convert to Editable Styles. Well, there you go. Our blending options and layer styles are all there. And they're fully editable. For example, I can go into the layer effect called Gradient Overlay and then choose the option called Edit Gradient, where I can change the color of the gradient and other features as well. Furthermore, you can also animate these properties. As you can see, there are stopwatches next to most of these properties, which means that you can set keyframes for them in the same way that you would with any other animatable property. So for example, by setting keyframes on the outer glow's size property, I can create a pulsating glow that hypnotizes my viewers into wanting to buy my new Creative Cow Master Series DVD, Internet Killed the Video Star. Is it working? No? That was worth a shot. Now, another way that you can do this, and probably an easier way to do all of this, is to import your footage as a composition. So, choose File, Import, File, and then for Import As, choose Composition, Cropped Layers. Then click Open. If you open that composition and twirl down the properties for the layer, you'll see that your layer styles are there. Oh, and just because you only added certain layer styles in Photoshop doesn't mean you can't add more in After Effects. Just right-click on the layer name and from the pop-up choose Layer Styles and then the layer style that you want to add. In this case, I'll choose Color Overlay. If you want to delete a particular layer style, you can just select it in the timeline and hit Delete. Or, if you want to get rid of all of them, you can right-click on the layer name and choose Layer Styles, Remove All. I'll just undo that. Okay. Also, if you want to have access to all of the layer styles without activating them, you can right-click on the layer name and from the pop-up, choose Layer Styles, Show All. As you can see, each layer style is listed, but only some have the eyeball turned on, meaning that they are active. And yes, as you might suspect, turning an eyeball on or off toggles the visibility of the layer effect. Okay, as good as this is, it gets better, because this doesn't just apply to Photoshop files. You can use layer styles on any footage in After Effects. For example, here I have some After Effects text. I'm going to add in a couple of layer styles. Right-click on the name of the layer, and from the pop-up, choose Layer Styles, and I could do this individually, but I'll just click Show All. As you can see, the layer effects have all been added to the layer, but they aren't active. So I'll quickly add a drop shadow and a bevel and emboss effect. Oh, and I don't think I mentioned that all of the blending options are available as well. So in the timeline, you can twirl those down and, for example, set the fill opacity to 0. That will hide the layer, but still show the layer style effects, creating some cool looks. Anyway, you might remember that tutorial I did way back when on creating an outline around an actor. If you don't, well, don't worry about it. If you do, well, you can chuck that solution in favor of using the layer style called Stroke, which creates a stroke around the alpha channel of your footage. Much simpler than the previous solution. Alright, that's it. Photoshop layer styles in After Effects CS3. And since my little layer style hypnosis thing wasn't really working for you earlier, how about I just play a commercial for my new Creative Cow Master Series DVD? That's coming up right after I say, once again, this is Aaron Rabinowitz for CreativeCow.net. And now I said it. So here it comes. Hi, I'm an iPod video, and I am a Flash video. We can look and sound very similar, and we can even have the same content, but we're actually pretty different. Oh yes, we're quite different. For example, I can be watched on an iPod, the world's most popular mobile device, and I can be watched on 98% of computers connected to the internet. Really? 98%? I didn't know that. Oh yes, I'm quite popular. Well, I can be watched on computers too if they have iTunes or QuickTime installed, and I can be watched on 98% of those computers. Oh, come on, Flash, now you're just showing off. Can people subscribe to your content through iTunes and have you automatically download it to their computer? Well, no, but if they have a computer, there's a 98% chance that they can watch me. Oh, that's just not cool. I don't know. Feels like a cool 98 degrees to me. You know what, Flash? You're not even making any sense. Well, I think I'm making perfect 98%. Learn more about getting your video content to your audience on the new Creative Cow Master Series DVD, Internet Killed the Video Star, which you can find at training.creativecow.net. We're 98% sure that you'll like it. Good Lord.